It was awkward. That was my first time. My first time wasn't smooth. It wasn't cool. And it was far from what I actually wanted it to be. Hell, it was awkward. That was my first time. Before you actually sit on a motorcycle for the first time, you already, as a teenager or kid or adult, imagine how it's gonna go. For most people, you probably dropped it. And it wasn't funny. It wasn't cool. It was just bad and awkward. That's how it was. I learned to ride when I was 16. My mom's side of the family, they're all into motorcycles. I learned to ride on what is called a commuter. Commuter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but whatever. So, also known as the city bikes or the standard. Let me think of an example, the Honda CB450. It's nowadays used mostly as a cafe racer, but that's a standard motorcycle. If I'm not wrong, another example would be the Honda CG or CB. Don't know the name, but yeah, those are standard motorcycles. So basically, a lot of types of motorcycle that people like to transform into the cafe racers. Those are standards or city or commuters. And as a matter of fact, I learned to ride on a Honda CB4, sorry, 350. That was my first ride, my first accident. I dropped it. So my mom told my uncle when I was 16, hey, he's already old enough. He's allowed to learn. So go take him out for a ride. So we went to a deserted farm road, and I was sitting behind him, and he was just going around explaining everything to me because I didn't even know how to ride a car. As a matter of fact, I learned to ride a car when I was 18. Yeah. So yeah, going back to my first time, I started riding bicycle, the motorcycle. I actually didn't even ride it. I sat down, and I he got off, and I gifted complete full throttle. You can imagine how that went. In short, I just stayed there. Motorcycle left the building without me, straight into a tree. Luckily, the only damage that it got was the right turning front turn signal got broken. That's it. So no minor damage. My family could have fixed them themselves because they got a motorcycle shop. So they fixed it themselves. But that was my first time. That was my first ride. So yeah, after that awkward fly away motorcycle moment, my uncle decided to sit behind me again and then basically explain everything gently to me. We rolled around, we did a couple of donuts, eights, infinity symbols, straight line emergency braking, gear changing, um, yeah, engine braking, all of the what I would call the standards, the basics. And that's how we learned actually, or I learned. But even after that awkward drop, I fell in love with riding way before that. Everyone remembers their first time. And if you don't, I'm genuinely curious, why don't you remember your first time? For some people, maybe it was the perfect ride ever. And for others, like me, it was not cool, it was awkward and bad. And then on the other side, some people actually decide, nope, this is not for me, I'm gonna stop completely, I'm never gonna do this again. I'm genuinely curious to know why. I mean, before you get on a motorcycle, you should know it's dangerous. But swimming is also dangerous. Riding a car is also dangerous. Some people own snakes as pets. Why? That's also dangerous. Anyways, if you want to share your story, please do. Would love to hear more awkward first time stories from real people. Because mostly the stories you hear online are always extremely hyped up and extremely, wow, my first time was so amazing. BS. That's what it is. Bullshit. Hell, when I was learning for my motorcycle license exam, when I was doing the courses, I still dropped it again. That was a Yamaha. Oh, I don't remember the model. But it was a Yamaha. That's what I remember. Well, also a standard motorcycle. So yeah, share your story.